In the last few moments, Prince Andrew has announced he is to step back from royal duties. This comes amid allegations over his association with the convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. In a statement, Prince Andrew said, "It's become clear to me over the last few days that the circumstances relating to my former association with Jeffrey Epstein has become a major disruption to my family's work and the valuable work going on in the many organisations and charities that I am proud to support. Therefore, I have asked Her Majesty if I may step back from public duties for the foreseeable future, and she has given her permission. I continue to unequivocally regret my ill-judged association with Jeffrey Epstein. His suicide has left many unanswered questions, particularly for his victims, and I deeply sympathise with everyone who has been affected and wants some form of closure. I can only hope," he says, "that in time they will be able to rebuild their lives. Of course, I am willing to help any appropriate law enforcement agency with their investigations if required."
The strange death of Jeffrey Epstein, the weirdest case of suicide anybody ever saw. Mr. Epstein, the prominent New York financier, serial trafficker of underage girls, a paedophile, a convict in a maximum security jail, which turned out not to have any security at all, at least for Mr. Epstein. It did come as a surprise to the world that he was able to commit suicide in circumstances in which he was under 24-hour surveillance, a guard outside his cell door, people watching on the computer screens his every move. He was a close friend of the Clinton family. He was a close friend of the former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. He was a close friend of British royalty, namely the Queen's son, Prince Andrew. Just the other day, one of his victims said that Prince Andrew himself ought to be in prison for what he did to her. He denies, of course, doing anything to her at all. But there has been a strange uptick in Britain of positive film and documentary about the values of the monarchy. I have nothing against Her Majesty, long life to her. But if her sons, who are not even in line for the throne, are accused of serial malfeasance and what would be crimes, it's true they must be properly investigated. And recently on ABC television, we had a whistleblower, perhaps inadvertently, telling us the extent of the pressure that came down on them to kill the story of Jeffrey Epstein, his underage girls, and his powerful friends. And it's all gone quiet on the Lady Ghislaine front. Ghislaine Maxwell, daughter of Robert Maxwell, she was Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand woman for many years, and she appears to have disappeared off the face of the earth. And it appears the FBI or any police force are making absolutely no efforts to track her down and question her about the allegations now being made, not just against Epstein, but against her. I accused Robert Maxwell 30 years ago of being an asset of Israeli intelligence. He denied it and poured ordure on me from the front pages of absolutely every one of the newspapers that he owned. Well, within a couple of weeks of his strange and unexplained death, he fell or was pushed off the back of his yacht into the ocean. The yacht was called the Lady Ghislaine. I don't know where this story is going to go, but what I do know is that it's only going to go anywhere. The truth is only going to be uncovered if alternative media continue the forensic, investigative, detective work that they've been doing. Because if we leave it to the Washington Post and the New York Times, if we leave it to ABC, NBC, and so on, the truth will never be uncovered. Luckily, there are people on the trail of the truth. And as we know, in the end, the truth will always out.
You want to put him in the blanket and bring him out of the hot stuff?
We'll get going in a second. Okay.
And because climate change, the greatest challenge of our time, will decide the fate of polar bears, walrus, whales, and all living things, including us. We will help change the way we use and produce energy. This will be the most important chapter of WWF's history. Together, let's shape a healthier world for our children and our grandchildren. Come with us for a living planet.
Truth be told, we don't think there ought to be a carbon-based energy industry by the middle of this century. That's our policy in Canada, and it's our policy all over the world.
Perempuan misalnya di Minang itu owner dari segala milik kerajaan, milik kaum atau milik kerajaan, milik istana, milik raja, milik tanah, milik rice, milik segala macam itu perempuan. Itu kalau tempat lain ada tapi tidak Islam dan yang besar.
Harus udah menikah, udah sah kan. Jadi kita harus tinggal sama orang tua perempuan atau maupun kita sendiri atau membuat rumah sendiri gitu. Kalau menurut saya ya memang itu udah kewajiban ya. Kalau ada warisan itu memang harus diturunkan kepada perempuan.
Kalau menurut agama itu memang begitu, memang sih harus begitu. Kalau laki-laki ini memang harus jadi pemimpin. Memang begitu seharusnya, bukan pandangan saya saja ya.
Bisa jadi pemimpin, tapi itu jarang sekali. Kalau kita lihat ya mau jadi bupati, tidak ada, jarang itu. Jadi pilihan pekerjaannya itu agak tidak bisa kita jelaskan. Punya posisi yang strategis. Dia pemimpin, pengawal moral. Secara apanya itu perempuan. Yang tadi saya sebutkan Mandi Soko tadi. Dia yang pemegang otoritas.
Hapana, mi kazi ya uchimbaji sipendi, lakini mi kwa baadaye, mi kwa saizi kama saizi napenda sana.
Sake jamana na wale dude. Jamana na gira wale dude. Jana kama dartala udar katolana.
Kusen babor hashman tanyeri khamerina se. Babor ge petka sobra kande prutkana. Babor miran khawas sare.
ما خلاناش ندرس، احنا ماشي نرجع للمدارس وهم يهددونا نباكسوا في المدارس.
كانوا يسوون يشدون عيون ودي ويعذبوني ببور بلاستيك. يقولوا لي اعترف انك رحت ويا داعش يوم. انا قلت لهم ما رحت. خلوني غصبا عني اعترف.
The right of girls and the boys are equal. When a building is made for boys, also that should be made by girls as well.